Tonight, the tension between Spain's football giants boiled over into one of the most hard-hitting TV tirades we've seen this season. Tomas Roncero, a fixture on El Chiringuito and one of Real Madrid's most vocal media voices, went after Barcelona with language that left no room for nuance. The spark was the Mastantuono registration row, a technical dispute that Barcelonans say is about doing things properly and transparently. But Roncero seized the moment and used it to lay out a much larger accusation that Barcelona are, in his words, the kings of little tricks, a club built on last-minute registrations, opaque deals, and a history of off-the-books manoeuvring. Barcelona's camp pushed back quickly, insisting the club merely seeks clarity. That exchange, though brief, opened a wider debate about trust, governance, and the hidden machinery of elite football. What Roncero did on live television was not merely baiting an opponent. He connected a single registration dispute to a narrative that many fans already whisper about. Shadowy negotiations, timing that always seems to favour one side, and decisions made in boardrooms rather than on the pitch. He recalled past controversies and contrasted them with the way he described Real Madrid's finances and stadium as exemplary, framing this as a moral contrast as much as a sporting one. For Barcelona supporters, the response was predictably defensive. Yes to transparency, no to insinuations. For neutral observers, however, the tension raises real questions. When pundits on national programmes frame administrative issues as evidence of systemic misconduct, sponsors and regulators listen. These are the kinds of stories that can move from TV panels to official inquiries, and that's where the stakes rise beyond rivalry. There's also a cultural layer here. Fans watch not only for goals, but for legitimacy. If a club's back-office reputation becomes tainted, attendance, sponsorship, and even player recruitment can be affected. That's why a row that begins with whether a player is registered properly can quickly morph into something that threatens boardroom stability. We've already seen how historical disputes, financial irregularities, disputed payments, delayed accounts have prompted serious league investigations in the past. The allegation that a club leverages relationships to register players at the last minute is the kind of claim that will prompt journalists and officials to dig. And Barcelona's insistence on wanting things right will need to be matched by concrete transparency if they hope to quiet critics. Tonight's exchange also exposes how modern football drama is as much about narrative as fact. One side's vigorous critique becomes another side's smear, and both camps mobilize fans and social media to consolidate support. Expect social feeds to fill with clips, pundits to pick sides, and older headlines about payments and governance to resurface as context. For spectators who just want the next match, this may feel like noise, but for club executives and league administrators, tonight's words are signals. The coming days will be telling. Will Barcelona respond with detailed documentation and an assertive statement that closes the book, or will the controversy linger and invite formal scrutiny? Will La Liga feel pressure to clarify registration rules and enforcement? And how will sponsors react if negative headlines stick? Those are the questions that turn a heated TV monologue into a potential institutional crisis. In the short term, fans will argue ferociously online and in bars, pundits will dissect every syllable, and both clubs will manage their public-facing lines carefully. In the medium term, though, this incident could force conversations about transparency, the role of media attacks in shaping investigations, and what governance standards Spanish football must meet to preserve credibility. For now, the lines are drawn. Roncero has delivered a public challenge, Barça has defended its integrity, and La Liga's reputation is suddenly under the spotlight. Keep an eye on official club statements, any follow-up from the league office, and whether other insiders come forward with corroborating details. Tonight's clash was more than rhetoric. It may be the start of the